Yes. Back to streaming. So what do we have today? Wednesday. God, freaking days are just going by at this rate. So welcome to the stream. And today we will be playing some more Loop Hero and some more Starbound because that's what I feel like today. And of course I have a question. Should I go and play No Man's Sky at some point? That is like on stream. That is what I would like to know. But we can ask people once they start popping by. Let's get some stream raiders going before we pop into Loop Hero though. And hopefully that's gonna attract some guys and gals. And so forth. Okay, so let's see. What were we doing even last time? Do hope this doesn't backfire, but we'll try. Just a bunch of orc line breakers. Well, since it's gonna be the first one for the day, actually, I'll give people a chance to get into the stream. Just take a look at what objectives we have. I really want to get you going on the PvP thing. Not so sure I want to do that. Rogues? Freaking rogues? Okay. Can get some rogues. Oh, so this is where the bones thing is at? Scrolls, gold, and chance for champion skin. Jeez. So these are the skins you can get for PvP. Okay. Me. It's not really like PvP has me that interested. Did see a bit of it today. Getting a taste. Jeez. Damn, my dinner must really like be fucking my throat over today. It's definitely having a go at my voice. Rogues, huh? Yeah, it's dying. Well... Dear God. And I'm not even religious. Okay, so... maybe we can put another guy down here? And then the rest should probably just focus their efforts there. Hopefully some people drop by before this match starts, otherwise it's just gonna be a throne thing, but hey. You know. We'll give it a go. Internet, fuck, yeah. Hey Andre. Good to see you in here. If you want to jump in on Stream Raiders, I've just started the thing, so it's there. Good to see you back, buddy. No RimWorld today, but it should be ready at this stage. It's definitely taking some effort though. But I hope that the small teasers on the Discord are like enticing enough. Put that in performance mode. Yeah, so we were in the middle of like a thing here. So we'll just pick up where we were leaving off. And from what I remember, we just needed, yeah, Oblivion cards at this point. And just keep updating our equipment. Oh, that's global sound. Right now it's a little crappy because still ain't the best and multiple people are using it. Well, at least it's something. It's definitely something. I've also experienced living off crappy internet, but not without internet for as long as you have. Dear God, that would be like fucking a nightmare. Now watch me like get my ass handed to me on this very first loop of the stream. After we start picking up from the other stream yesterday. I wouldn't even be surprised, honestly. Let's see, that would reduce our quality, but increase their level by a good chunk. Hell yeah. If I could put the stream to 720p, I think it would be good. Wait, so what you're saying is that you can't run it at 720p? Or is what you're saying is that it's not good enough to run at full res? Ooh, we even got another trait. Getting the next one's gonna take a while though. At least on this game, it shouldn't show as much if you're running it at 720p, so that's always something, I suppose. Each loop, 3 higher quality skeletons join the hero's side. 20% chance to summon 2 skeletons and once when reaching the max number. We get a ton of Oblivion cards. And then they heal from this point on. Oblivion cards are not eternal. So let's just go for the one that actually helps us. Don't know how much that one's gonna help you though. Because there's only so many units you can put down anyway. Or summons you can have. But hey, it does at least allow for the possibility of getting 2 for 1. Yeah, I know my stream only has 1080p. That's still full res though. Well, technically speaking not. It is technically downscaled to 1080p from 2K res. But it's still what's considered full HD, right? So anything above that you start saying 2K or 4K res. Can't even remember if it's even if Twitch even allows for 60 FPS gameplay at when you're not like a partner and stuff. I know they definitely put your priority further down. Do I want this? Don't think so. Summon quality, summon level. Nah. We're pretty solid on equipment at the moment. There's not really like many different things that we can upgrade that would actually be an improvement even. That's actually very, very good. Because that means that there's not much, like the game shouldn't like be so hard that it's impossible to progress. 2.07 skeleton level. It's the only thing the shield does, but holy shit, that's a freaking insane increase. Then we have a tome here, but nah. Yeah, let me just see what time we started. Okay. So we'll give it 1 or 2 hours, this game, and then we'll switch into Starbound. Because I kind of just want to do this game as like a warm-up, giving people a chance to get into the stream, but also like, you know, do something more than just one game throughout an entire stream. Kind of works pretty well for that. Well, Andre, anyways, it's been like a while since I've heard from you. So how is it going over there? Other than the fact that you got some slightly better internet now. I hope other than that you're still doing okay. Oh shit, we did get an Oblivion card there. And it's gone. Okay, that happens. You're pretty good? Well, that's good. I'm a little bit stressed myself, to tell you the truth. Doesn't really show, always, but man, the job center's been giving me a little bit of a hard time. Or maybe not the job center, but just the Danish government has been giving me a bit of a hard time. And not actually, not just me specifically, but people in my situation even. It's a bit of a combination of both. Do have the option of watching you on YouTube. There I can change the quality. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like whatever works. Like that's what it's there for. As far as I know, you should be able to even chat through the YouTube live stream and it'll just pass in. No one's like come on stream saying that it's not working, but then again, I haven't had many opportunities to see people actually, you know, communicate through YouTube itself. My guess is that even if people watch or find me through YouTube, they sort of just like jump over on Twitch. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. Okay, so we were going to go up and down. Yeah, okay. Let's just put that in there. Let me test it. Okay. Yeah, because it should be the Restream bot, if anything else, that then like forwards the message from YouTube to Twitch. I think. Like I can also open up a separate chat thing which has all the different like instead of using the one that's built into Streamlabs, I can open a Restream chat that then shows like chat messages from all the different stream outputs. Pretty cool, but also like I don't like the look of it, and it's not integrated into, you know, the stream preview and all that, so having a completely separate application for that is kind of a no-go. Okay, so do we have any more cigarettes? Anything else that needs to be deleted? Deleted? Actually, what happens if I were to remove the sand dunes? Would this stay as a marquee? Because I have no clue. Haven't quite thought about that before. But I think for the time being we're... Oh, that's actually true. That's not gonna... Oh, that's not gonna stay like... A corner would be annoying. Doesn't seem like it's working. Okay. Well, thanks for testing regardless. Maybe we do have some time to test it out if it's not a problem. Which we might just quickly see if I can figure something out. That will work. So let me just see here. Restream.io. So let's see. Privacy public, create event. What else do we have? Analytics settings. I'm not gonna stream this because, you know, there might be some rather confidential information here, or confidential, you know, private stuff. Happy I can just chat with people other than my donkey of a family. Well, you're welcome. And I'm happy that you at least find that good. I don't know. That's like really weird to say. Okay. And I can also, it's also hard to talk when I'm looking for stuff, I guess. So here's the message text. Yeah, this is a go live message. Oh, I can actually do that with Restream. Huh. So I don't need that separate bot I've got for this. Okay. So under account, I can set username and stuff. That's not what I need. And this password, this billing, payments, streaming setup. Streaming setup just has the stream key and URLs. So that's also not it. Okay. Haha. Then of course there is the dashboard where you add things you want. There's a chat app here. I think that also might be where I think that might be where the settings are. Maybe that's why it's not working. It's because I did have like that BSOD situation. Oh, okay. See you back in the moment. Oh god. Not the captchas. Ugh, I hate doing captchas. Frickin' A. It's like click all the images with the buses. Dude, how many are you guys gonna like make me do now? Oh, there's one there. God fucking damn it. And then of course invalid email or password, like that's no surprise, but then damn. Maybe like chill out with the fucking captchas. If you have me do like 6 of these every time, I'm gonna be freaking pissed. Crosswalks. Still wrong. Is that the classic situation of what was my password? Freaking hell. I thought it would be this one, but it says it's wrong. Sorry, this is gonna take a little while. So we're just taking a little break. Guess we can just take a look at Stream Raiders for you guys. In the meantime, not a lot in here, so you guys just need to like hurry up and get some stuff in there. Freaking hell. You've got the option of logging in or creating an account. What if you forgot your password? I can open it in browser, but that's not what I need to do. So I can like put something in here. And then it'll tell me if the message arrives at the different places. But that is not what I wanted to do. Settings. Oh, maybe I can do it from the web app and then not bother with the local one. Relay mode. Relay automatically forwards all incoming chat messages from each platform to all the other active platforms set up in Restream. All Restream IO bots will be promoted to moderators on relay supported channels. I mean, that is enabled. So if that is not working, then that would be kind of shite. Of course, there's the embed for the stream that you can have, like they have their own like stream embed text channel, but if you're using the bot, that shouldn't be necessary. And I did try and have that, like use that for a while, but I do like the look of the one that I'm using right now more. Which is customized, but and I tried doing it with the other one, but there was like, yeah, trying to do that was a little bit harder apparently. Improve your communication by creating reply commands. What the hell does that do? Well, the bot is in relay mode, so that is kind of weird. I'm just gonna quickly jump over to YouTube and see. So let me just see here. So what would that be under? That reminds me, I also need to move some stuff around there. I didn't make a new channel. I also need to move some. Got it. Words. Test. Yeah, I see what you mean, Andre. It's not being relayed over to Twitch chat. That is kind of annoying. Oh, nope, it's there. Okay, maybe I just needed to reopen the stream chat thing. It should be working at least. I could do this, words. And I also do see the test thing. So yeah, it should be working now. I guess when Andre returns with candy, he can try and test again. So where were we? God, we're that little white guy. The necromancer. So yeah, just a little bit midstream maintenance. Well, start of stream maintenance. We're only like 20 minutes in, so that's okay, I guess. Some quality skeleton level. Not good enough. Oh right, we do actually need a river. Oh, there we go. Oh shit. Yep. How high is this bonus even now? Minus 21% attack speed. So that means minus 21 on enemies and minus 11 on us, which means that instead of plus 50% attack speed, well, sorry about that, it's 29% attack speed. Cool. So though our units are being slowed, the enemies are being slowed by an equal amount, giving them less chances to do stuff like critical hits and all that, I suppose. And more importantly, if we are up against that, like fewer enemies, then we have more units, which means that in effect our attack speed, I guess, would be higher than that one unit. How does that even math out? Because the main point of lowering the attack speed of enemies is that so that they, yeah, because our necromancer is not affected by it, but we can summon enemies faster than they can kill them. Basically, is the gist. Then, like that's, I guess that's the end effect. So even though our units are slower in total, our necromancer being unaffected at least can respawn them much faster as a result. And we have a ridiculous attack speed too, so that's pretty good. Ours is boosted by 234%. It is being lowered by 11%, but that is nothing in comparison to how much we gain, so... And the enemy is losing like way more. Max skeletons and skeleton level. It's the same as the current one we're wielding, it just gives us regen per sec instead of max skeleton, sorry, not max skeleton attack speed. Which... guess we might as well. It's probably not like a better or worse item in any way, because the stats that matter were not changed either. %, summon quality, so we're getting up to that sort of cutoff area where the item levels start to matter less and less, unless, like, holy shit, except when it's like a specific permutation of an item. And it's like raining a lot right now. I had my French balcony door open a little while before I started streaming just to get some fresh air in here. And it's like just really heavy rain. But I needed some fresh air for sure. Some quality skeleton level. Something I just thought about that I should probably double check, so I'm not promising anyone anything, because I don't actually know if this is the weekend that I'm going to be away. Now that I think about it, because I have a LAN party upcoming that I'm going to, and that being in the weekend means I won't be able to stream in that set weekend. But I just can't remember if it's this week or it's the next one. I think it was the next week. Damn. Well, I'll just have to check and post it on my Discord if it becomes relevant, I suppose. That's probably the best. So we got a prime matter, but it just gave us wheat fields and suburbs, so junk. Nice. And yeah, these rivers, they just give you, yeah, they just modify attack speed, so they don't actually, like, other than attack speed, they don't do anything. The sand dunes lowers the HP, but that also works on both our skeletons and the enemy units. So how much is that being lowered by? 38? Yeah, all creatures HP lowered by 38%, which is a good amount. Like, you can lower it down to 99%. Oh, come on, prime matter. No, god damn it. But of course, if you wanted to go to 99%, and how much do they lower it by? Is it 1%? Yeah, they only lower it by 1%. So if you wanted to go to 99% reduction, you would literally need to fill most of the map with it, I feel. Yeah, it would have to be if we were like sitting around that 30 or whatever it was. Doesn't quite seem that feasible. Like, I don't know why you would ever... Okay, 38, so we're pretty good way there, like almost a third, like over, yeah, it would be over a third. But still, if we needed about, like, little less than 3 times as many sand dunes that we have currently in order to make it happen, that would be a lot of attack speed we would lose. Might be sort of doable though. And if we started sort of replacing some of the outer bound... See, that's the thing. If we start replacing the thickets, they also lose the double up effect. Because the river sort of gets converted to mesas. So we would get that reduction to attack speed as well on enemies and ourselves, which I don't even know if that... I don't think that has a cap. But I don't know if it would be worth it. But yeah, that trait that allows us to potentially summon 2 skeletons whenever we're summoning the last one could actually be pretty strong now that I think about it. Because if you get up to all the summons and 1 skeleton dies and you resummon it, then you have a chance of getting 2, regardless of how many you have. But I guess, if you do that, then they have to kill 2 of your skeletons before, like, you can trigger that again, or even start summoning anything. And the Necromancer on his own doesn't really do any damage, so it's kind of like not that great, I suppose. But we're doing pretty well on survivability for like the second half of the loop. Like, we're not even going through a third of the shield, which is sitting at 1,000 hit points now. we have 7,000 actual hit points as well that they would have to get through after that 1,000 shield. And again, shield doesn't get affected by defense, but because we're reducing their damage output by 50%, it's basically like having defense on the shield. Just like it scales like way better because it doesn't matter like how much damage they do, it's always going to be reduced by 50%, right? So, and I don't know if that's true for defense, because defense is like a number that keeps climbing, so kind of tells me that you need to like keep raising it. Ah, yeah, let me just make sure that these guys are okay. Okay, nothing worth it. Oh well, let's jump to Stream Raiders and get our freaking asses handed to us. I do appreciate your presence, Flame Fist, but I don't think we can do it just the two of us. I'll give you your melee unit, right? You're a vampire, so I'll do the best I can, because you're probably gonna be do way better than my rogue. There's like so many units for just 2 people. 2 against 52 is probably not ever gonna happen. Do vampires gain hit points when they take out enemies? Is that like how they work? Where the heck is my rogue even going? Oh, he's going for the freaking supports. Now he's gonna get ganked. And now the enemies woke up. That vampire is doing some damage though. Even with like 1 billion referees harassing them. Oh, you're fucked now. Yeah, if you'd had like a buff on that vampire, maybe with some speed, you could have taken out half of them, but that would have been like a stretch. We'll try again though. Hopefully some more people are awake this time. Should I put down an actual unit? Screw it. Let's put down actual units and see how we go. So let's start by doing this. Consider getting some units for that ball up there. And just in case we do actually get enough people. Then there is designations for you guys. Took me longer than expected. Welcome back, Andre. Andre, can you try writing a message on YouTube again? Because it worked for me now. And I'm just curious to see if it's any different for you. I can just try and do another test here. Oh, that is actually... Yeah, so the Restream bot is actually putting the messages on YouTube now from Twitch as well. So that is working. Yeah, from Twitch. Stream Captain bot. Oh. I'm even getting the Stream Captain stuff. Nice. So actually the Stream Raider stuff, you can do that without even being on on Twitch. Still need to be logged into Twitch on Stream Raiders, but you can actually like you get the notifications and the URLs and everything on YouTube as well. That's kind of cool. But yeah, if you would, Andre, that would be very, very helpful. Because of course, you know, one thing is that it works for me, but if it doesn't work for you, then I need to figure out why that is. Skeleton quality over quantity. Let's try. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if it's just because I needed to open up the Restream thing on Restream, like the actual chat. Because once I did that, it just like magically worked. And the only thing I really did in there was that I untoggled and retoggled the restream relay button. So yeah. Of course, it's a little bit harder to keep up with chat if you're right over there, but you can do it. Mainly just because like I can't differentiate easily because it's all the same color, and I use color very frequently when or I'm so used to there being color coding on all the things. You know, different people on Twitch have tend to have like their own color that they preset, so it's very easy to see that when there's some red text over there, for instance, it's probably you. Just when there's multiple people. But I'm sure that's just a matter of getting used to. But hey, it's working. Okay, another grimoire here. Nah. Seems legit. Yeah, of course there's also gonna be the question of delay. I have no idea what the delay is like when... Because there's different delays on the different streams, so that's one thing. So when you watch on YouTube, for instance, then there's the stream delay from me to YouTube, or from Restream to YouTube, technically speaking, which is different from Restream to Twitch. But then also... So I say something on YouTube, you write something in response to that on YouTube, but then there might also be a delay from that message you give on YouTube to Twitch. Because there's like another link in there. And I have no idea if that's like even a thing or whatever, but I could imagine it would be. Depends on how the bot works. At least it has a different bot color than Stream Captain bot and stuff like that. So Andre, because you haven't had any stable internet, does that mean you haven't been able to play any games, really? Because I know you were playing Overwatch and stuff. Probably the only one on YouTube for some time, I would guess, so it wouldn't be so hard. I mean, that's true. That's true. And if it works better for you, then give it a go. It's kind of interesting. So we can put a river across here and make another oasis. I don't know if I don't even need to worry about that anymore either. Maybe one more, just because we just got an Oblivion card. God damn it. Ah, no, there goes the Oblivion card. We got so many cards that round that they just like ate up all the cards we were getting. Yeah, that sentence made sense. Got so many cards that it started eating up all the cards we were getting. Damn, our units are freaking demolishing these guys. They have started invading a little bit more frequently though. Could have played games, but the delay would have been so bad I might as well play in a potato. Oh yeah, that's true. That is probably true. Yeah, we're at least keeping up with the enemy's level in terms of our own skeletons. Of course, their stats will always be much higher than our skeletons because that's just how the game is balanced. Since we get to respawn our units and they don't. Resistant to medicine, okay. Yeah, we should also have that. Didn't we also get that trait that up it up? You have 25% chance that any enemy will have one less ability in combat, no effect on bosses. Oh shit. Down. Okay, I think that's it for rivers. Now we can start getting some more potion shops. Which is subsequently also, or coincidentally also gonna require Oblivion cards. But yeah, so our amulet gives us 221 energy shield, or magic shield, out of the 1100 that we have, so... You know, basically 800 or so of our energy shield. A little less than that, of course, at the moment, but it's basically just gained through that trait that we got earlier on, so... And that's what I was talking about, like the... What you gain there is just so freaking good. Put swamp down. And nuke the swamp. Because to get potion shops, or witches' huts, we need to put down 3 swamps. Or rather, for every 3 swamps we put down, we get a witch's hut card. So now we just gotta keep an eye out for interesting items, and we might actually want to equip this shield. Sacrifice a bit of quality for a skeleton level in return, so we get something that's better. Yeah, so basically that swamp's gonna stay until we get an Oblivion card, the one that I just put down. Then we remove it with an Oblivion card, and then whenever we get another swamp, we can then rinse and repeat until we have built out any place that we want with the potion shops, the witches' huts. It's the idea, at least. So we're just doing our loop. So we're on enemy level 14 now. Nah, don't use that ring. These are the guys that one of the 2 enemies that are gonna give us most likely the most trouble. Yeah, every hit against the golem increases its crit damage chance 5%. Resets whenever the golem deals critical damage. So every time we hit this guy, he ends up doing has a higher chance of doing a critical hit. And when an attack directly deals 56 damage to the attacker, which is why we don't want to have so much attack speed that we start killing ourselves by hitting this golem, basically. So that's part of why they're like one of the most dangerous enemies in here. But unfortunately, we can't get around having them in here. Oh, so these have turned into Hungry Grows? Really? Really? So my key does not count as a forest. Okay. Well, that's interesting. That is indeed interesting. But yeah, we can't get rid of the golems because they spawn due to the Hungry Groves and the Blood Groves. And we need those for the strat to work. Or be more consistent, rather. Because that's how we're taking down the Scorch Worms every single time we get to fight them. Without any trouble. Because they have this trait called Retreat, which gives them a 40% chance to flee instead of being killed. Right, but because they're being consumed by the Hungry Grove or the Blood Grove, they still drop their items, which are always high quality stuff. which is also, you know, coincidentally why they're first in the loop, because we use these as ways to like get item upgrades before we do the rest of the loop. And basically as a preparation for the later stages. Oh my god, that is so much extra in terms of skeleton level. Ooh. We'll sacrifice one max skeleton for this. I think that's okay. Because all our other items are giving us max skeleton increase. So having, or that's part of why we wanted to have those permutations on our other items, because that allows us to switch our grimoire out more frequently, since we're not bound to it also requiring to have max level, max skeleton increase. So now our skeletons are like several levels beyond what the enemies are, giving us a little bit of an upper edge. Like they still have low hit points relatively speaking, but the damage is and HP is like scale to the fact that we can keep getting them, right? So they're like a massable force. But yeah, the golems, they're like one threat also because like look at that damage, 152. So imagine doing a critical hit on top of that. And it's 200%, so that's twice of that whenever they do a critical hit. Now fortunately though, they are very slow, and we have but something we have to consider is that their damage has already been nerfed by 50%. So if I hadn't done that tile strategy, they would have done, you know, twice the damage, which means that their critical hit would have done twice of that as well. So instead of, you know, 150, it would have been 300, and then times 2, which would have been 600. So instead of critting 600, they now at least only crit that 300 or whatever the numbers were. You know, you get the picture. It's significantly less damage even when they crit now. Because without a high base damage, the critical chance and critical damage bonus does nothing. Well, it doesn't do nothing, but you know, it does significantly less. Anything interesting here? Nope. Summon quality? Nope. They rolled some really good numbers on that grimoire. Looking at some of the other items we've been getting. What even is our defense at? Our defense is sitting at a whopping 61. It's not too bad. Though if we do look at, well, these units are pretty weak. But I think the golems, they have pretty high defense. Nice. Okay, that is another Oblivion card. Oh, and another one. Okay. Sure, you can tell me cool news. I'm all ears for cool news, Andre. You don't have to ask me about that. Do let me know. Ooh, we got a witch's hut. Oh shit, yeah, right. I need to fucking remove all of these buildings. That'll allow us to put in even more of these. Where do we want this though? Because we've got 2 up here that have really good, like gives us a lot of potions. But the remaining places are all like, you know, just one tile that leads up to the thing, so. Well, apart from maybe if we get one here, then that would be 2 tiles, but everywhere else is 1. So we'll put it here just so that we get another potion when we're fighting skeletons. Became a mod on a stream, my first ever job as a mod. Okay. How did that go? Oh, and whose stream was that, actually? Nope. 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 It's just gonna be a lot of me just saying nope. I mean, we could use this one to get the summon quality up, but... Okay, screw... Do I want to do that? We'll just do this. I guess the wooden warriors are also gonna be easier to take out now that they have like less baseline HP actually. Because they work in a way where they get like buffed whenever you hit them, so even though we're doing less attacks, it means that they don't get like, because their skills are on a constant cooldown, so if you're slowing down all the other parts of the game, then those cooldowns get to pass much faster, if that makes any sense. Like they get a chance to actually pass instead of you constantly like doing a billion attacks a second. And because you're doing like a damage reduction in them, they don't hurt you as bad. And your units are doing full damage regardless, because they're not affected by the damage reduction. It's only the attack speed decrease that affects them, and the HP reduction. And because the wooden warriors get their hit points reduced as well, let's put that down there. Yeah. A friend, but he doesn't trust me for some reason. Like I definitely didn't do something evil at one point. Sadly, I haven't had the time to enjoy it because of great internet. Yeah. Okay. I see how it is. Speaking of mods too, like maybe Hamp shouldn't be moderator, because I haven't seen Hamp around my streams for like a month plus. Basically ever since 1.3 landed, I haven't seen him around much. Maybe 1 or 2 streams or something, but preferably a moderator would be around more than that. So it's not really been helping me out. I don't know. You say? Because if Hamp is just only around for RimWorld, then it's like... Would like to have an active moderator when I'm doing other games. You can finally be around streams. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Hamp's also just coincidentally been busy with a lot of stuff, but I see him play RimWorld and stuff, so he can't completely hide from me. Especially off the radar for like 2 months. Yeah. And while everyone like just disappeared after 1.3, I sort of also started like branching off into other video games. And I can imagine, and I've said that before, that, you know, it's understandable if it's not everyone's cup of tea, the kind of games that I've been diving into, but, you know. Run, but you can't hide. Oh, absolutely. So hide your kids, hide your wife. Game's kind of just like handling itself at this stage. By the way, Andre, are you in Stream Raiders? Because we were like 2 units in there last fight. Well, I guess with your net it might be a bit tricky to both do that and watch the stream. But I thought I would mention it just in case. Just in case you can. Flippity flappity, your wife's my property? Isn't it hippity hoppity? Because that rhymes. Okay, we got another swarm coming in. Rogue. I was playing some No Man's Sky with a friend of mine yesterday after my stream ended. Checking out the newest expedition stuff. I don't know exactly if it was just No Man's Sky being a pain for some reason, or if my computer's just been having a mental breakdown. Because it crashed on me a lot. Like one time, the first time, it completely froze my entire computer, but that was more like BSOD kind of symptoms where, you know, some kind of hardware malfunction or something where it just sort of locks up your computer. No, wait, when it does that, that would actually be like code-based. So it's like it ran into an infinite loop until eventually the computer became completely unresponsive. Yes, but no. But yeah, so once it like completely froze my computer, I couldn't do anything on the actual PC. I had to Alt F4 the whole system down. No, not Alt F4, I had to force shut down, sorry. And then another time I just got like a hard crash where I was just like mining something, and then the entire game just like, whoop, now I'm on the desktop. No error warning, no crash log, no nothing. It's just now you're on the desktop, here you go. And in case you're unfamiliar with it or don't remember or whatever, but No Man's Sky only saves at very select few points in the game after you do specific things. So either you gotta go to a save point and actively save the game, or you gotta jump in and out of your spaceship. And that's pretty much it. I think there might be one more thing, like, I don't remember if your exocraft, so your small like terrestrial based vehicles can do the same. But yeah, it basically meant that every time my computer would like force me to go out of the game or completely shut it down and reboot, that I would lose like 30 minutes worth of progress, which is not fun. It's definitely not fun to lose a ton of progress like that, but you know. So what could they heal again? Can't heal artificial life or objects. None of these are artificial or objects. They can't heal chests, but that's kind of a moot point. I think I'll have to check up on the ghosts whenever I get the chance to see what kind of unit they are. Can't remember, but maybe you remember. What was my ore good for in RimWorld? Stuff. You can just look it up. Dude, I made so many ores, I can't remember from the top of my head. One thing your ore is good at is being expensive. That's one thing. I believe it was hit points. That was like it was very sturdy or something like that, but not necessarily a good thing to use as like armor. Or maybe it had, I can't remember, because there's so many different ores in there that it's hard to remember what makes them different from each other. A lot of the ores are very similar as well. Some cases they have like small minute differences that, you know, might not matter for whatever you're using them for. So you could use either for like a weapon that would do okay, but if you were to use the same material for two different pieces of armor, it might be different. I expected that, yeah. And I did like, I think I've finished off my patching for now. I basically made like a collection of patches for a lot of medieval related mods that add crossbows and stuff in the game. And it basically makes all the crossbows and bows that get added more compatible with each other, so there's less research you need to do to unlock things, and it's a little bit more sensible and, you know, condensed. And it also patches things so there's not like too light crossbows or too heavy crossbows in there. Looked at the stat sheet but couldn't understand shit with my tiny brain. It's pretty simple. You just look at the thing you're looking for on the left is just the name of the ore in the bottom there somewhere, and in the top you see the horizontal fields that tell you what all the different stats are for. Of course, you do need to know what kind of stats are used for what in the game, but that's just how it is. Oh shit. Ghost. Okay, so undead has a soul, so they're not artificial either. So they can be healed? That is actually kind of bad. Because that means that the witches could potentially fuck me up over here if I add them to the battlefield areas. Which is like this entire stretch of freaking... Okay, that might be a problem. 1 unit? No one's coming by? Come on. I know I've only been streaming for an hour today, but 1 unit? Which is my own? Like, really? Damn, tough crowd, huh? It does happen, like, it's super random. Like, I can like start a stream and immediately there'll be like 30 people in StreamRares and I have no idea, or not 30 people, but like units in StreamRares, and I have no idea where they came from. And then I can like today stream for an hour, start up 2 fights, and there's literally no one. Like, eh? That seems like so weird. Especially when I'm like, well, I guess it's a different day of the week, but should be streaming around the same time pretty much as yesterday and the day before and all that, so like we're just watching my freaking artillery witch die in a moment, especially once this referee cocks it all up, because then she'll just be stun locked. Ooh. Oh my god, this is like so slow. Nice. Maybe I should just have like put a rogue out then. I don't care, I'm gonna put a rogue down next match. But yeah, like I can only do so many retries before we'll have to completely start over, so hopefully some people drop by. Because this is the last retry token I have, then I'll have to start the map over. And we're like 1 step away from a green chest, so that would be a little bit of a shame. But, you know. It is what it is. Okay, where's the rogue? There's the rogue. And of course, you know, StreamRares is not gonna try and balance the game to a point where you can solo everything, right? Because that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, it is still up. Now we'll keep running it. Damn. That lasagna has like made me a little bit not tired, that's like the wrong word. Exhausted is also the wrong word. Okay, so these lower the defense of you, the corrosive thing. But because of that trait I have, they sometimes lose that ability. Nice. That's actually really good. It's very random though, but it's at least something. If I'm gonna stream tomorrow, probably not. The plan is to not stream tomorrow. If anything, I would be preparing for a potential RimWorld stream this weekend. But I kind of forgot the whole thing about me going to a LAN party, and I don't remember if it's this weekend. Because if it is, then obviously I won't be able to stream. I will make an announcement on the Discord whenever I figure out. I can maybe also just figure it out when I'm switching over to Starbound. Yeah. That would be in like about an hour or so. Ooh, I can't stop yawning. Jeez. Must be all the carbs. And sugar and stuff. Because it was pre-processed lasagna too, so just pre-processed, pre-packaged stuff because I was feeling lazy today and I didn't want to have pizza again. And that stuff is like not as good as, you know, homemade, but it's okay. Gonna go get water. Hope this doesn't take as long. Sure. Just don't trip on your way to the bathroom or wherever you're getting your water from, or kitchen. Max skeleton and level at the cost of summon quality. Probably not a good idea. I also got the hiccups. What the hell? Gonna get my water from a goose. Wait, what? The fuck, Andre? Don't even want to know how that works. That sounded a little bit shady though. The shield would have been nice if it had given us max skeleton increase, but nope. Oh, hello. Well, this shield does exactly that, just more armor. Or defense. And then it's like a lower rarity. So like yellow items can be worth it, but... because that regen doesn't really do me much when I have literally thousands of hit points. Might as well, I suppose. But yeah, even if the ghosts don't end up giving me any golden cards at any point in time, because again, it's random, right? Even if that's the case, having them around is still good because it gives you more materials. without you without requiring you to like go through the process of setting all this up again. Or, you know, and that goes for whatever run you're doing, really. They are starting to evade a lot of my attacks, though. And I seem to remember that also being the case the last time around, that the fights ended up taking longer and longer. And also noticing that they started evading my attacks. So I hope it's not like they gain some kind of hidden evasion stat, because that would be kind of shitty, since there's nothing you can do about that. Like literally nothing. Like there's only one thing you can do, and that's play another class. Because as a necromancer, there's literally nothing you can do. Against evasion, at least. Other than maybe playing with a different, like, strat, I guess. So don't have battlefields around, because eventually the ghosts will just kill you. Is this ring better? I mean, it's higher attack speed, higher recon. Yeah, so it's better, but yeah, not in the stats that really matter. But yeah, the thing about evasion, if they get more evasion, the only thing I can do to counter that is to have evasion myself, and I guess counter if it's like making it impossible to take out the enemies. That's what I can think of at the moment, because the problem with the prime matters is that if they get higher evasion, then eventually they'll be borderline impossible to hit. And then they'll just end up doing those 6 attacks and insta-gipping me regardless of whatever other thing I do, as a necromancer at least. So they don't care about like evasion for that attack, I'm pretty sure. It just completely like instantaneously kills you. At that stage, the only thing I can do with this deck composition is to completely remove all the battlefields. But that would mean you wouldn't get any golden cards. Which is okay if you were just wanting to farm out mats, but and try to get really far. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, not too sure. Did end up getting another trait. 2% chance to get a whole resource sphere instead of a chunk. After killing enemy, your next attack will deal 2 extra. That's definitely not good. When an allied skeleton kills, 10% damage and HP buff for the rest of the battle, or of course it would be either of these. We can either buff our skeletons after taking out enemies, or we could gain more resources. Oh my god, we actually took out a prime matter. We got a golden card, but it's the Maze of Memories. It does nothing other than take up space. So this card is fucking useless. So it finally got to the second last step, where we've gotten a golden card, but then there's a 25% chance of actually getting that card that we wanted to, and it ended up being one of the other free cards that I don't care about. I still really want to try getting an arsenal extra. That would be like so fucking cool if that's even possible. Of all the golden cards I've gotten with decks that run the arsenal to begin with, I've not been granted 2 arsenal cards. However, I have received multiple Maze of Memory cards. I didn't put down one, but I have had it drop twice at least in one run, as far as I can remember. But of course, you know, that kind of just makes it even more salty. But it is what it is. Okay. So where do we want this sucker to be? Up here, I think. Right next to this bookery. Oh, sorry. got like an itchy spot on my back. Well, now we're just waiting for more Oblivion cards. So we can probably just let this roll for a while. Because there's not much I can do in terms of item stats until we get to like a certain point. Like we can get a slightly better permutation of the right hand ring. But it's only going to be very slightly better. Well, skeleton level is also like 2 levels in front of the enemy level. And by the time the enemy level catches up, it'll be another, still be another, or that doesn't sound right. By the time the enemies have gotten 2 extra levels, we'll still be ahead of them by 1 level. Due to that trait we have. So we don't really, or shouldn't have to worry about that too much in the near future. And our amulet is like a perfect permutation at the moment until it's higher level, because it's got max skeletons, summon quality, and skeleton level. And the only thing that could be better is get summon quality up to 20%, pretty much. Which is like a very minute increase, as you can tell. Now we did get a shield here that is technically inferior. Just because it's 1 level lower. That sucks. Kind of tempted to put this tome in here. There we go. Slight decrease to our skeleton level, I think. Yep. But increase to quality. Nope. Not that book. On the water-related topic, my response to your shady is that I'm the real Slim Shady. Right. Well then, would you please stand up? Oh yeah, so this is another permutation for the Grimoire, where you get a slightly lower baseline skeleton level, but then you both get summon quality and an additional skeleton level. But that usually evens out in like less overall skeleton level, so you're just wasting a secondary stat on something that doesn't even need to be there, which is kind of just a shame. It's a good enough, you know, permutation to get earlier on, because you know you just need good items at that point that improve you, but where we're at, it doesn't really, it's not viable anymore. Unless we really get unlucky with our drops. And it forces us to like equip something that's intentionally inferior later. When the baseline item level has surpassed much beyond what it is right now. Because then of course then the baseline stat will be much higher, but then again there will be items that could potentially be way better. It is a min-maxing situation for sure. Yeah, so here's another ring that's way better than a left-hand one, right? Because it's higher, it's 1 level higher, but like as a result the skeleton level increase is just like bumped up immensely. Lose some attack speed, but we still have like over 200%, so I think that's okay. I don't think our Necromancer's attack speed is a problem. 200% is sort of right around where you want it. Because if you go to 300%, you end up summoning the skeletons much faster than the enemies take them out. And that just means that you start doing direct attacks. So 200% it is. I like that these items that we're getting are also starting to stack now. It's kind of cool. I think that's the first time I've had like 2 like of one item that it then just says a number 2 down there. So we've got like 2 sturdy stools. And each of these give us extra HP regeneration. Only 0.2, but all the items that you find within a mission, they are functional as soon as you pick them up. And that way you can like sort of exceed your inventory limit back at home. It is much more chaotic though, because you can get literally useless items, but you can get items that one of these items does increase the magic find, if you will, so you could in theory use that to increase like your capacities and stuff. How's your D&D stuff going? Oh, don't even mention it, Andre. I haven't looked at that in like literally months. One of the guys that were supposed to like play with us, like I haven't seen him around that Discord for literally months now. I have noticed that he's been around, but he's just not been active. So my guess is that he already no longer has time to do D&D stuff. And as a result, I've kind of just like, you know, meh. Also, maybe we don't want any more witches' huts. Because I forgot that every time I put one of these down, so we reduce our max number of potions by 1. But if that's the case, then there's like only like 3 things I need to do. Which is reduce, like, use Oblivion cost on the remaining things, and then replace that singular swamp tile with something that's not a swamp. Oh, here we go. Here's a ring permutation, which is what I was looking for the right hand. Max skeleton 1, summon quality 19, and 0.23 skeleton level, which is what it was missing. There we go. I mean, you can ask him. Yeah, well, if he's not even around at all, then I assume he's like not interested, or he doesn't have the time. Like if he's not even on Discord, then I don't think he has the time. And I don't have the time to like, or I do have the time, but I've just not been looking at it. I've just not been prioritizing it because I've been doing all this other stuff. And it's just been eating up all my time, honestly. All the modding has really just ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it was. Because I started doing my own mods, and then once I did my own mods and 1.3 and all that stuff came out in the middle of everything, and I finally got done with my own mods, I started preparing for the next stream, and then I started, you know, doing my own patches and stuff. And that's just ended up taking way longer than I thought it would. It's been very insightful and interesting, but it's also eaten up a lot of time. Yeah. And I've also been trying to like do some stuff with the stream, switching into other games, trying to like add panels. We have sound alerts now that you can redeem. So I think I misspelled that. Why is disappointment such a hard word to spell? It's with one S? Is it with one S? It's probably with one S.
We got your favorite thing! Disappointment!
There it is. Damn. So yeah, we've got those as well. And it didn't take too long to make, but you know, everything counts, so. And I've just not been motivated looking into D&D because the people that are gonna be in the player group, the 2 remaining people, they both, like, at the time they were busy playing World of Warcraft. And a bunch of other stuff was going on the sideline, so I didn't see them all having the time anyways. So yeah, it's just not been going anywhere. is that it's not even gotten to the let's agree on a date kind of thing, because I still need to also do some prep myself. The last thing I really need to do is just look at combat for 5th edition so that I know how to do that as a DM. And then we need to all like go into Tailspire and have a test session where we just try out the combat stuff just so we know how it all works. And then once that is done, we can finally start like a proper campaign. Because I don't want to be in the middle of a campaign with like RP and stuff going on and then have to resolve technical issues that'll take like an hour or whatever. Or people getting frustrated because they don't know how Tailspire works and ends up doing stuff with their character they don't want to do or didn't mean to. So yeah, I don't even have a character. Well, yeah, I know. But we talked about this though, Andre. Having this item with that skeleton level with summon quality would be super nice, but we can't have it. Because it doesn't exist in the game. Well, maybe it does, but maybe that takes us like... oh, enemy level like 80 or something stupid. Who knows? Nope. So if we just take a little bit of a moment to just analyze this. So the only things I really need to look for in the next while are gonna be... don't really need necklaces or that ring. So one ring might be upgradable. The shield is upgradable, and then there's the grimoire. So pretty easy. My memory is shit. Okay, Andre. Well, I did tell you back then that I was a little bit worried about your strong accent in terms of understandability in terms when playing with the others. So that's why I said like maybe not like a gonna be a thing that you're gonna be part of the group, right? So it's a little bit of a shitty thing for you to forget. Ooh, we've got a shield here. Right? Same. So it's like slightly... oh, okay, I guess the skeleton level does make it way better. That's okay. I was about to say it was like a minute increase, but the skeleton level was actually much higher. Well, the good thing about the healer is that she can only heal so much before she has to switch targets, so it's not like we can get into a heal lock with her. Now I remember. That's good. Or something. If you have poor memory though, maybe you want to try and like do something about that. Play some games that challenge your memory or something. Or if you're not getting proper sleep, that can also do it, of course, amongst other things. Haven't had time to think about not very important stuff. Well, that too. That will also definitely do it. That will definitely also do it. Come on. Come on. Turn into primate now. Okay. Nope. No prime matter this time either. Should probably change this into a ruins thing, maybe? Come on! Give me the prime matter, you sons of bitches. I really just want to try it out, just once. I've got like such a good run going here that this would be like the prime opportunity to get another arsenal. Nope. And another one. I am so glad that my friend told me about that 2.5x speed thing for combat, otherwise this would have taken forever. Like just getting to this point and then potentially like coming up against this one unit that just destroys you. $14,000 hit points, almost 2,000 magic shield. Have poor memory on certain things, but most of the time I have pretty decent memory. Like saying I remember all the things except when I don't. Let's get rid of you. Like, look at all these empty spaces which could be used for arsenals. Just think about it. Oh right, we needed to remove that swamp as well, I forgot. Meh. So one thing that I could do differently, I guess, is to not include these watchers, these watcher related units. Because they are, though having the beacons in there increases the flow of time in terms of days passing by 50%. Most of the time it's just going backwards. Right, so as long as these watcher mages are on there, time flows backwards. It's only once they die that it flows forwards at 50% increased speed. Which in some fights means that days just never get to pass. So although they drop like really good resources, maybe I should actually consider completely taking it out of the deck. Because there's these temporal beacons here. And there's literally like it's kind of unnecessary. Apart from the materials they drop, right? If I want to go far. Since if we look around, all these tiles that can have enemies spawn on them, they never end up filling up because the watchers, they basically slow down time by so much that not a lot of enemies spawn in. For better or for worse. The bad part is that means less enemies that can potentially, you know, turn into ghosts. So less chance for getting golden cards. But of course the good thing is that also effectively means less units you need to take out, right? So, but maybe like that might be a thing. Oh, we've got a few units in here at least. What do we do with our buffs? Haste? Haste. We're all like pretty speedy boys. Mm. Hope that rogue can like do some damage. Wait, why did you guys not get a buff down there? You just destroyed the ball? I really don't understand this ball mechanic sometimes. Because a lot of the times it's just like you're not getting a buff. I thought at first it was related to the type of ball or whatever, and only we could get buffs from the footballs or whatever, and then or soccer balls, and the other footballs were for the other team, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Let's move on to the next one though. Okay, so it's this map. Weren't for the fact that I needed to put down rogues, I would put down a ranged unit. Wait, rogues go for the referees? Are you serious? Are you actually serious? That would be fucking... That's kind of interesting. Because doesn't that give you like a negative thing? There you go, I hope that's enough designations. I guess you can have like a speed unit down there as well. Should pretty much cover it all. Then we'll go back to Loop Hero for just about half an hour. So what did you say, Andre? Saying that I can remember what I ate in France 2 years ago, but I can't remember what I learned in math last year. Oh wait, what? You also said something else. Sick right now, so that's fun. Had a nosebleed 4 times today. Oof. I can't remember when I last had a nosebleed. I don't even know what nosebleeds are even triggered by, honestly. Because I never get them. But then again, I'm also not very physically active, so I don't know if that's related. Nah, surely not. Back in the day when I was a bit more physically active, I also never got nosebleeds. I have had nosebleeds as a kid, but very rarely. And if blood was coming out of my nose at some point, it was more because I was like... my nose was getting violated by some kind of other illness. So not actual, like, you know, nosebleed. Wait, you can't even say that. Like, nosebleed is nosebleed, right? Meh. But yeah, if we're not using temporal beacons in a future run to try and get even further, we're trying to get more golden cards, then what would we be using? Grumble, grumble. Yes, now we're getting up into like level 21 items and stuff. This is when, yeah, we can get like these. So we can get like 0.46 instead of 0.23 in terms of skeleton level. As a permutation. I plow my nose so hard it starts to bleed. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe don't do that, mate. Maybe don't do that. Yeah, so when we do the next, after the next Dream Raiders battle, we switch into Starbound, I would say. Or another game if there's something else you would rather see. Right now it's just set to, I just wrote in Starbound because I couldn't come up with anything else. Do have a list of games like in the back of my mind though on things that I do want to stream, but maybe not today. Maybe I would plan that a little bit better. Okay, immediately saw this ring, because this visual like asset used with this ring indicates that it's one of those that has a high skeleton level increase, and it does. Fortunately, this one doesn't increase the max skeleton count though, and I don't want to go below 6. Do we have anything else that we want to remove? We could get rid of this witch's hut, which is kind of like... Yeah. It's the difference between having a lot of healing potions versus being able to restock them, so... On the topic of my accent, I'm more understandable when I speak slower, but I have a habit of speaking fast. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've only heard you so many times, right? When we were still doing the Minecraft thing literally months ago, right? So... Speaking of RimWorld though, I'm a little bit... there's actually one thing that I'm a bit uncertain on how I should handle. And I think I would like some input on what you think. You might not be the right person to ask, but I'll try anyways. Do we need this? Oblivion cards. Oh, we still have a swamp there that I totally forgot about. Let's get rid of you. So... You know, with RimWorld of Magic, you can get the different classes, of course. Now, actually, I need to go and take a toilet break first. So let me get back with that question in a moment. And yeah, you're listening. Yeah, I'll be back in a moment, and then I'll ask you. I will also elbow cough. I will also use this opportunity to get something to drink. Something you gotta consider though, if it looks like an emote. So if you're in YouTube, your emote's not gonna pass through, that's just gonna pass through as text. It almost looks like that emote is stabbing. He's like doing that. I am back though. RimWorld of Magic. So you know how you can get the different classes for RimWorld of Magic, which is what it's all about, right? And normally it's like what is it again? It's a trait, right? That they can have. And you can get it through either the Torn scripts, which will give you an incomplete list of abilities, or the tomes, which will give you all the abilities, right? Listen me out. Hear me out, right? So those exist. Now, because of TTK, you can technically straight up buy the traits, right? And as far as I know, if you buy the trait for the associated class, then you also get the skills, just as if you were using the tome, I guess. Now, here's where it gets a little bit annoying. So originally, I was planning on making it so that you would be buying the Torn scripts and get an incomplete list, and then, you know, we would work from there just to keep it a little bit interesting instead of you getting all the abilities for coins or whatever. But then there's that there's like a class expansion by Cure or whatever it's called, and the classes in there don't have a Torn script from what I could see. They only have the tomes. So since you're supposed to be able to get all access to like any of the classes, I guess, I've currently... Oh, this is a prime matter. Please, 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 please. Damn it. We've got two freaking cards in our deck. Meh. But yeah, I'm a little bit uncertain on what to do with the whole thing, because... how should we say it? I've like currently just instead of going for the Torn script thing, I decided to go for the traits. So you don't buy the tomes, you buy the traits. And then I haven't tested it, but I think it works that way. Because I don't see any other way of like getting, like, of balancing it out, because if I only use the Torn scripts, then you won't have access to all those extra classes, of course. And if I use Torn scripts for the standard classes for RimWorld of Magic and only use the tomes for the added classes, then, you know, that wouldn't be fair either. So I don't know. Is going with the traits gonna be okay? Because the thing is, of course, like with the traits, you can also just buy yourself Magically Gifted, and then you could try and get the tomes through legit means by actually, you know, just getting them as a reward or buying them. But, you know, being TTK and all that, I think we do want to fast track things so that it doesn't become a waiting game, because that kind of ruined the momentum in the old colony after all. So I want to try and avoid that situation again if we can. I don't know, does it sound like a good idea? Think trade's the best way? Yeah. I mean, the good thing with the traits also is that you don't accidentally buy the tome and forget to do the use command, right? So. But then what about the cost for the traits? So the tomes or the torn scripts, I can't remember which one. I think they're priced at a default value of 5,000. Buying a trait costs 5,500 as a default. But you know, the tomes TTK price is based off the prices if you were to buy it from a merchant in game, which of course would be much more rare than if you bought it for TTK. So I don't know how rare I want the magical classes to be, because technically when you're buying a pawn you could literally be spawning in with a class. So what I have done though is that I've made removal of the different classes cost literally 1 coin, so you can remove a class if you spawn in with one for pretty cheap. If you rather would not be that class. All the other traits are still like the standard 3,500 removal cost. I would say they should be as expensive as the tomes, not more expensive, because I would have made the tomes more expensive, to be honest. Not by much though, because we have to remember, like, that's another thing, like 160 coins every 2 minutes is a lot. So getting like 5,000 coins doesn't really take you that long, especially not since the colony is gonna be one that's gonna hopefully run for a while. And getting magical ability should not be like something that's like, you know, eventually everyone's gonna have magical abilities. So I don't want it to be too easy to acquire. But they both do the same thing, so why should it be different? Because you can't buy the tomes. And normally in RimWorld you can't just buy the tomes like that either. You have to be lucky enough to actually find them. There's like a lot of classes in there, so if you're like looking at, oh, I want to be 1 out of 30 different classes, normally you would need to go to like 10 different settlements multiple times in order to find that one tome that will allow you to become a priest, for instance. But with TTK you can say like, oh, I want to become a priest, and then just buy it. So there's not that you know, there's not that added randomness factor to rarity and stuff involved, because you can just get it at will. And I haven't looked too much into RimWorld of Magic settings yet. That's like something I'm planning on doing tomorrow. I've done everything else, but I need to look at all the other mod settings in there, because I did reset my configs before setting up this new list for 1.3, because I didn't want anything from 1.2 screwing up stuff. But yeah, it's because of how easy it is to get stuff through TTK. Because I did the same thing with some of the more rare stuff, like the crypto weapons and such, because normally you can't craft them and you only get them as quest rewards, but all of a sudden you could buy it for literally nothing in terms of like, in comparison to how hard they were to acquire. And that's again why I made those prices like, you know, multiply by a factor of 4, I think it was, if not more than that. But I don't know. Which magic would have XP potions? What do you mean XP potions? Oh, for the actual magical skills, so that you can just level up your... Right, but wouldn't that be like super OP though? Like, especially with TTK, I would probably just be disabling them because it would be too overpowered. There's gonna be no TTK revival events either. The only thing that you can do this time is gonna be Sanctuary, which costs 100,000 coins, so... Everything else has been removed. There's also going to be no healer or resurrector mech serums, because we're medieval. And though I have added in healer and resurrector potions that are non-medieval, they will... Actually, I don't think I've removed those yet, but those are also going to be not in the store. They're just going to be acquirable through quests and such, hopefully. Magic is immune against melee people. Well, only if there's a lot of magic going on. I don't know how bad it is. I also don't know how bad the class expansion thing is. Because if that one ends up becoming too broken, then I'll end up doing a new colony without it. Let's remove this one. Because I don't want to have a Void Dragon situation again where you get like something that's just so OP that like you have no reason to use anything else. And the thing that's supposed to be balanced with like balance out removal magic is the auto casting. Like there's a lot of strong abilities out there, but they don't auto cast for a reason. And I've seen like Spoonerton, he's been in like modding in auto casting on abilities that don't have them just so that he didn't have to manage them as a streamer, but that also means that all the enemies start using them with auto cast and it just makes them way too strong. Stronger than they probably already are. Looking forward to that last rune that we need to put down, and then we're pretty much done. Then we just need to look at equipment from now on. And then hope that we get a golden card without it getting like washed away before we get a chance to use it. But yeah, this is pretty much the finished setup. There's not much else I can do. I can try removing some of the marquees with the Oblivion cards, but honestly, I could try removing this one so that we don't get these oases but get like attack speed, but that's not even worth it, is it? I know that Death Knight is a hard class to level up because you need to use skills for XP, but his skills need to be micromanaged. There's a pretty easy workaround to that. Unless Rimworld of Magic has changed. Because there's some globally acquirable skills that you can learn everyone, and some of those are auto-castable. Is Death Knight considered I guess they're considered a combatant class or whatever, like not a magic class. I don't remember if there's any non-magic class auto-cast abilities that are globally learnable. I know that for magic classes you could just teach everyone like the simple heal spell, which was auto-castable. But I'm also planning on not running with like a large colony this time. So like at most maybe 8 people in our colony. That's what I sort of like gonna aim for. Somewhere between 8 and 16 at most. Yeah, I can't remember what they call them either. It's like physically adept or something like that. And then the other one is magically adept. And that's also something I could do. I could make the traits for the actual like classes more expensive, but then do the physically and magically adept traits cheaper, so that you can become physically or magically adept pretty easily, but then you would be, you know, dependent on a torn script or a tome in order to actually learn the abilities, become the class. Because I don't think anyone wants to be a wayfarer or whatever the other one for mages are called. Maybe 8 or 16, you know, only a 2 times difference. Hmm? 88 or 16 what? An Oblivion card? Do we want to use it anywhere? I'm not too sure. So just out of curiosity, what happens if I destroy this? Yeah, so the oasis disappears, but the Maquis, interestingly enough, stays. Colonist. Ah. Well, that's still like less than half of what we had last time. At 16 even. Because we had like almost 50 pawns last colony. 16 is like the absolute max for vanilla RimWorld in terms of large colonies. From what is recommended, so I'll probably be closer to 8 than 16 when I say that. So it's not straight up 2 times difference. And to make that happen, we'll have like some parts of our ideology promote events that get rid of people. Okie dokie. So this is like the type of amulet permutation we want, but we've added max skeleton summons. Or do we reach our colonist limit? Remove the option to purchase anymore? Nope. Nope. Instead, if someone else buys another pawn, we'll take a look at who hasn't been online for a long time, and then we'll set up a duel between the new guy and the old one or something to the tune of that. And then make it like a battle to the death, maybe. Or however that system works. There's like ways that you can, with the ideology, set up gladiator duels now. And you can put in mods. With mods you can put in so that it doesn't have to be a prisoner fight. I believe like you can do it between your colonists. I haven't looked too much into it because I haven't messed around with much of ideology to begin with, but something to the tune of that basically. Oh, fool. Oh, cool. I was like, what? I mean, that's kind of what I was hoping to. So basically, because the main reason why we had like 1 billion colonists last time was because half of the colonists we had were owned by people that had come in, stayed for a while, bought a pawn, and then they were never seen again. So if you do that in the next time around, you're basically gonna get sacrificed in one way or another. Take part of those just for fun. Yeah, but see, I don't remember how those events work, so it's not a lot of pawn units, my guys. I don't know if this is gonna be good enough. Curse these guys, maybe? Hopefully this is gonna be enough. Oh shit. I almost forgot to switch over. Uh-oh. Well, my rogue has that ball buff now. Hey, we're actually doing it. Okay, that went pretty good. What's inside? No one knows, but a lot of coins. Lord Admiral Corvus and Pot Mandaric. You get both 50 coins. Yeah, I know, Andre. That's just how the game does. There's nothing I can do about that. That's just how it works. So, but yeah, I am aware of it. So whenever I minimize the game, so like I can't minimize the game without you guys knowing, basically. But I am definitely aware of it. Do we want to go upwards? It would be faster because 1, 2, 3, boom instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Let's do it. Because you guys would probably rather go for the boss. For as many as we are in here. Around here, maybe? Should have put down the freaking vibes. Shouldn't I? Okay, that being said though, switch from Loop Hero into something else. Very quiet today though. I guess everyone's like out doing other things. So while Starbound starts up, as soon as I can, I will go and switch the stream category and stuff. I guess we can also get the whole YouTube situation tested. No, I guess for YouTube it is actually always going to be fine because YouTube doesn't have gaming categories yet for this streaming platform, which is kind of weird. Like I can set like change the title and stuff, but I usually don't bother because updating that stuff is a little bit of a pain in the ass. The fuck was that laugh? That's just the Chucklefish logo from whenever you start up something like Starbound or Stardew Valley. So sorry about the confusion. Actually, I'm gonna chuckle yeet it. That's interesting. So does the title on YouTube just not update for restream? Maybe not. So does the title on YouTube just not update for restream? Sorry about that, I just refreshed the page. Just to see if it would update the title, but no, it still says loop here then some Starbound. Okay, well that's good to know. Like I would have to like... Let's see.